Hey viewers, hey subscribers, welcome back to my channel, All Things Aquarian, you guys. So I'm here real quick to do just do a little live chat or whatever discussion, and probably do a few little free readings, and I'm gonna hop on out of here because I got stuff to do. I got stuff to do. So for those of y'all who are new to the channel, you guys, thank you guys so much for all the subscribes and support. And hey Aisha love, good morning, well good afternoon y'all, it's afternoon here. Hey Jojo, if you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe, you guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell in the top right corner of the screen, and thumbs up the live stream. Aisha, I think it was last week, we were talking something about like doing current events, like a current events reading. So I kind of need some ideas, like as far as questions to ask the cards for when I do it, because I'm just gonna do a pre-recorded reading and then just upload it here to YouTube. But if you can DM me or whatever, email me or DM me, whatever's easier for you, like questions I should ask, because that would help me when it comes to current events, because I'm not really sure. There's so many things, like it's hard for me to brainstorm because there's so many things going on right now. Like there's literally war going on over in Russia, the war in Iran, then we're dealing with the politics here in the United States. Like there's so much going on that it's hard for me to narrow down what questions to ask the cards. Good morning, y'all. Where are you watching from? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Where are you watching from? But yeah, we had thank you, love. I appreciate you, Aisha. We had a conversation yesterday about, because somebody was asking, a relationship question, and that's primarily most of the questions that I get. And y'all, to be quite real with y'all, I've been doing tarot readings for a while, for some years. And those are predominantly the types of readings that I do for people, is love and relationships. And it gets to a point. Okay, it gets to a point because I'm like, I'm tired of answering these questions, because at some point, when are you, male or female, going to take some accountability? The way that you date, is it intentional, right? The things that you tolerate with the people that you call yourself in a relationship, there has to be some form of personal accountability. The people that you are having kids with, there has to be some form of personal accountability, because at the end of the day, you weren't forced to do that thing. Y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm talking about? So it's hard for me as a reader to answer these questions. Hey, Tasha. Because a lot of people, they come to tarot readers with drama. And it's not like, hang on, y'all. I'm trying to get my air back. A lot of people come to tarot readers with the drama. Thank you, love. Appreciate you. They're not really wanting to actually, they don't have an end goal. There's not a plan of action. So let's say you ask me, right, what's the possible outcome if I stay with Terrence? We're just going to say Terrence. I'm just making up a name, okay? If your man's name is actually Terrence, this is this is not a personal attack. I'm just using this as an example. So what's the possible outcome if I stay with Terrence? We've been together for over a year. He hasn't mentioned, anything about anything serious. And you know that you want something serious, right? You know that your end goal is marriage and family and everything, right? So you come to me as a reader and you say, can you look into the situation for me? Can you pull cards for me? What is the possible outcome of this situation? So then I pull cards for you, and the cards are saying that, yes, you guys have a beautiful relationship. It has the potential to be even more better based on certain decisions, whether you choose to make those decisions or you don't. And it also reveals that you need to set clear boundaries on what it is that you want, right? So I give you all of this information in your reading. At that point in time, it's on you to decide what you want to do. A year later, now you're 2 years in, you come back to me. We're still at this. I told him that I wanted marriage. I told him that I wanted a family. I told him that I wanted to move. You see where I'm going with this? And so a lot of times people don't adhere to the advice that spirit gives in readings. The whole point of tarot readings is for you to gain insight, clarity, and motivation to make changes in your life, whether that's physical, spiritual, financial. That's the whole point blank, period. But a lot of people don't like to follow advice, even if it's a financial reading. And the person's like, well, you know, I keep going through this with my job. These people are difficult, da 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 da. They're not paying me enough, woo da woo. The commute is too far, whatever, whatever. Okay, so in the reading, spirit's like, okay, you need to explore other options, other avenues. And I'm giving advice and I'm saying, start applying to other companies. So what are you proactively doing? So let's go from tarot readings to rituals, right? Rituals, spiritual rituals, because you have people who do like love spells and money workings and things of this nature. Spiritual practitioners who do candle work and things like this. Somebody was just asking me the other day, they're like, oh, do the rituals work? They only work if you work. They only work if you put in the work. And I'm gonna give y'all an example. Hey to everybody that's just hopping into the live stream. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, please feel free to subscribe, you guys, and thumbs up the live stream. Anybody who wants a quick reading, drop a pink heart in the live stream, okay? But back to the story. Somebody was asking me about, you know, like the rituals, right? Like the money rituals and the love rituals, right? Love spells and love workings and things like this. They were like, do these things really work? And I said, yes, they do. However, it is contingent upon a few factors, right? Such as, are you actually in a loving, healthy relationship with the person that they're casting this love ritual on? It's not going to work if you're with your ex-baby daddy that you broke up with 10 years ago. It's not for that. You know what I mean? Like, the love ritual has to be between you and a willing participant. Somebody who actually has expressed their love for you and wants to be with you. That helps to bring you guys together closer. Maybe you guys are kind of at a point in your relationship where things are a little bit rocky or rough. And so you decide to look into spiritual means of getting you guys back together, back on track. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Say you want to do a honey jar, or you want to do a pink candle because pink and red kind of symbolizes passion and love and this type of thing. And you want to fix that candle. You want to say certain prayers over it, write a petition. Nothing wrong with it. That's fine. However, like I said, it's contingent upon two consenting adults. Both of you guys have to be in a healthy relationship dynamic already. It can't be somebody that you just met at the club last night off of Hennessy. You see what I'm saying? We can't, don't come to me asking me to do a love ritual on that, because that's not going to work out, babes. You just met this dude off the street and now you talk about doing a love ritual. That doesn't make sense. And a lot of people don't use common sense when it comes to spiritual work. They don't use common sense when it comes to spiritual work. And then they're looking at the practitioner like, oh, well, you know, that didn't work out. Or this person, like I was telling y'all before, there was a client of mine that she went to another practitioner, another reader, and the person performed a cord cutting ritual, right? And a cord cutting ritual. Oh, thank you so much, Tasha. I appreciate you. Also, you guys, if you are wanting to send a donation, I said this yesterday in the live stream, you guys, there's Super Chat, Cash App, and PayPal. And so, Aisha, would you mind reposting the links for me, please? Hey, Polly. But a client of mine, she was telling me, hey, King, welcome to the channel, you guys. If you're new, please subscribe and please thumbs up the live stream. She had went to another practitioner for a cord cutting. And for those of you who don't know what a cord cutting is, it is a spiritual ritual to disconnect you, to separate you from someone who is very toxic, very draining, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Thank you, Aisha, love. Shout out to Aisha. It's okay, Tasha, love, because I've been trying to be very consistent. I have it on my calendar. Y'all know I have a digital calendar now on my iPad. So I try to go live for just 1 hour Saturday morning and sometimes Sunday. But usually Saturday, I set aside that my day to go live because I've been busy with school and work and I haven't really had the time to, like, you know, post so much content on Instagram. But I'm going to start back posting on Instagram, my card pulls and all that stuff. I just had to catch up on some stuff, but I feel like I'm back on track now. So this client that I was telling y'all about, she had gotten a cord cutting, and she came back to me and she was like, I don't know if it worked. Because the person she got a cord cutting on, she ended up reconnecting. You know what I mean? Oh, you're welcome, Polly. She ended up reconnecting with this person. This was an ex of like a long time ex. And I'm like, okay, so now you're undoing. Yes. Thank you, Aisha. Super chat is also an option, you guys. Y'all see the little $ button in there? You can send a super chat. All donations are accepted, so it doesn't matter the amount. You could just send it. That's fine. But the person, she was like, I don't think the cord cutting ritual worked, because she ended up going back to that person. So y'all tell me, do you think the ritual worked, or do you think it was her own free will? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Tasha Love, you can go ahead and drop your question. Hey, Diana, welcome back to the channel, love. So glad to see you here. I'm so glad to see y'all here. I love to see familiar faces in my live streams. Like, it's one thing for you to say, oh, the ritual didn't work, and you were actually putting in work. Like, you say you want a cord cutting, right? But you haven't blocked your ex. You're still talking to him. You're still being intimate with him. You're still seeing him. Y'all were still talking on the phone every day, just chatting it up, kikiing. But then you're going to come to me and say that the cord cutting ritual didn't work. Did the cord cutting ritual didn't work? Or did you undo the work that was being done for you because you lacked enough self-control? Right, Pally. Right. Exactly that. It's your lack of accountability and discipline that caused that ritual not to work. That's just like, y'all, I'm going to share with y'all. That's just like I started today. Today, day one, I started back to getting my steps in. My goal today was to do 2K steps. I actually did 9K steps, which exceeded my goal. But the goal here for the next 7 days is for me to do 2K steps, right? I can't get mad at y'all if I don't get my 2K steps in every day. That's my responsibility. Okay, Tasha Love, I got you, babe. I can't get mad at Tasha if I don't get my steps in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not Tasha's responsibility. That was a goal that I set personally for myself. So how am I going to hold you accountable? Because let's say Tasha gives me some advice and she's like, oh, well, Jackie, while you do that, thank you, Polly. You know, maybe you should wear your Apple Watch to help track your steps. Okay. So then tomorrow's Monday, and I don't get no steps in, or I only get 10 steps in. I can't blame Polly for that. I can't blame Aisha for that. That's my personal issue. You see what I'm saying? So it's like people are very quick to be like, oh, that reading wasn't for me. It didn't resonate. Woo, woo. When really what happened is you didn't like what was said. You didn't like the message that Spirit gave you through the cards, and that reader explained to you in the reading. You didn't like what was said. You need to cut that person off. Apparently, especially if there's physical abuse, I've had clients experience that. You need to find a safe way to exit that situation, and you have children involved, or you're in a financial rut where you're about to get evicted, you don't have a place to stay, and you have 5 kids or 3 kids or 4 kids. You need to get yourself out of that situation. And you need to focus on your stability and leave that man alone. That person doesn't want to hear that, because it's, oh, I still love him when I got his baby. Grow up and grow a pair. Be accountable, be disciplined, and focus on what you need to focus on so that you can get where you say you want to be. How bad do you want it at the end of the day? And to be honest, after years of doing that, after years of doing readings for people who are constantly male-centered, everything is male-centered, it's so difficult. It's so difficult to deal with because there's so many things outside of relationships that actually matter. That's like, as I'm getting older, my mother is getting older, right? And so what comes with that? Health issues and complications. And my goal right now is to focus on finishing my schooling so that I can help my mom, right? I'm engaged. There's a man in my life, but my focus is not primarily on that man. My focus is on other things outside of him. Yes, our relationship is important, but at the same time, there are other things outside of that relationship that also are important and that also need my attention. I hope that makes sense. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. And making sure that I spend time with my nephews as they grow up and I'm there for them and I'm supportive of them. Like making time for the people who, holding space for the people who are in my life, who are supportive, who are there. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, all the relationships that you have prior to having a spouse or significant other, those relationships will withstand the test of time because those people have been there for you since the very beginning. Makes sense, yeah. Spirit, what messages do you have for Tasha in regards to love? Spirit, what does she need to know? And let me pull my advice cards too. Hang on. But it's like a lot of people get so caught up in finding the one that they lose themselves. They completely become somebody else than what they were intending to become. And it's like, you really gotta stay on track. You gotta take care of yourself. Don't let yourself go. And relationships will test you. Like you will go through some changes because it's like you're adjusting to another person, and nobody talks about that either. Like being in a relationship, like if you've never, like in my experience, if you've never lived with a man prior to, it's very challenging. Very challenging. You have to be prepared for that because they have certain things that they like to do, and you know, you're just learning, if that makes sense. You're learning what works for you and that person. It's an adjustment. It's just like having a new child, having a new baby. Like it's a huge adjustment because your whole life is now being framed around this person. This person, let's say you work a 9 to 5, but this person works from 4 to 3 in the morning. You see what I'm saying? They work from 4 in the evening to 3 in the morning. So you're having to figure out dinner and laundry and bills and everything else, trying to schedule everything around each other's schedule, right? And still make time for each other. So it's like you're having to adjust to another person. Even having another person in your space all the time, it's an adjustment. People think they want a relationship until they actually get into it and see just how challenging it is. Like you can't just do whatever you want to do because when you're single, you can do whatever you want to do. You actually have to consider there's another person there, just like they have to consider you. Okay. Okay. We got the Fool. So Tasha, you might want to take some risk, or you might be in the middle of taking a risk and getting to know somebody new. We have the Knight of Wands. Spirit's like, have a good time. Have a good time. Whatever you do, enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Go out. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to make a solid situation out of something when you're just getting to know somebody. Like sometimes we overthink the situation, especially us air signs. Like we already have in mind, like the end goal in mind. But sometimes Spirit's like, just live in the moment. Just live in the moment. Don't pressure yourself to think, oh, could this person be the one? Or, you know, what is this? What's going to happen long term? We don't know. That's the thing about the future. We don't know. And everything is not for us to know immediately. So sometimes Spirit just wants us to sit back, relax, take a chill pill, and just allow things to unfold as it unfolds. Because the thing about people is that patterns never lie. If that person starts off consistent with you, and let's say you're talking to him on the phone every day and texting every day back and forth, or y'all meet, y'all go out maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, which is a good thing. That's a healthy thing. And y'all talk and make plans. 7 of Coins, 7 of Pentacle energy. This is about your investing your time and energy. Spirit's like, this is up to you, Tasha, to navigate whether this person is going to be worth the investment, if it's even worth planting seeds. Sorry, y'all. Let me plug my phone in. I didn't realize it was at 20%. If it's worth your time and energy, Spirit's like, it might not be. It like literally, it might not be. So you have to really question whether or not the person that you're entertaining, is it really worth the time and effort? Because you see the little sprout of seeds coming out of there, like seeds have been planted, and that means that seed has been watered, that seed has received sunlight, air, all the things. It has an environment that's going to help it grow. So the question to ask when you start dating and dealing with somebody like on a romantic level, is this a healthy environment for me? Like, is this a safe space? Does this person create a safe space for me? Do I feel comfortable talking to this person about things that matter to me, about, you know, my future plans? Like, I hope that makes sense. Like, you got to figure out if it's worth the time and energy. Some people are only there for a good time, not a long time. And I feel like this Knight of Wands sometimes can be symbolic of that. Like, be mindful of people who are just there to play. They're just there to play. And the thing is, make them pay. Make them pay if they want to play. Like, don't be the person initiating anything. Let them set up the dates. Let them make the plans. Don't you overly try to, well, we can do that. No. No, we can do this, or we can go hit. No, they need to come up with some things. If they really like you as a person and they want to get to know you, they're going to be like, oh, well, babe, maybe we can go here. Maybe we can go bowling. Maybe we can go out to this art museum, you know. Maybe we can go down for a walk on the waterfront, like whatever. They're going to come up with some ideas to where you guys can spend quality time together. And it doesn't always have to be an expensive thing. It doesn't always have to be you making the plans or you figuring it out. But Spirit's like, enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Don't overthink it, but also don't overly invest your time and energy and get so caught up in the person that you feel obligated to do this and that when you barely even know this person. Like, take your time, basically. And dating is supposed to be fun. Yeah. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Make sure that you're being poured into as much as you pour into others. Make sure you're being poured into. And don't forget yourself in the process. Like, pamper yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of your needs. Put yourself first. You got to put you first. Because I know as women, we want to give. We want to be supportive. But Spirit's like, you got to put yourself first. Hey, y'all. Whoever's hopping into the live stream, hey. If you like a reading, you guys, please drop a heart down in the live stream. Also, you guys, what was I gonna say? Ooh, I dropped a card. Hang on. Thought I could reach it. Knight of Coins. Is this person stable? Are they like? Does this person? Things to evaluate, Tasha, with this person is like, is this person? Are they employed? I mean, I'm pretty sure they are, but are they employed consistently? Because, you know, a lot of times there's this word that's coming to my mind. Hobo. That's what it is. Hey, Latasha. Hobosexual, okay? Hobosexual. People who are looking for a place to stay. They will pretend like they like you because they need you. Like, they literally need you. They need help. So Spirit's like, fill this person out. Make sure this, like, if you always see this person and he out on the street and you never see him at home, question it. Question it. You know what I mean? Like, question it. Like, do you have a place? You want me to come by? Like, sometimes you have to play mind games with men, like low key, because they do this all the time to women. Like, oh, well, when can I come by? When can I come by to see you? I would love to come over. I would love to come over to your place. Hi, Chelsea. I would love to come over to your place. If you always see him hanging out with the guys, and in all his stories and all his pictures, he's always outside. He's never at the house. Right? Because, you know, one thing about men and their toys, everybody knows this. Men and their toys, they love to have things like he got a motorcycle or he got a pickup truck. He got a boat back there in the garage. Like, men always have stuff because they're very hands-on. You know what I mean? So if this man doesn't show you, like, or his car is his baby. So you never see him outdoors at the house or indoors in the house. Like, he's not cooking, he's not doing laundry. In a realistic world, Where is he staying? Where is he staying? Right? Okay, Latasha love, I got you. I think, yeah, Polly, you can go ahead and drop your question, and then Latasha, I'll get you. Spirit, what's the advice for Tasha? So, Tasha is blessed, is in here. Yeah. Tasha blessed. This is for you. And then I have Latasha in here. Spirit, what's the advice for Tasha is blessed? White feathers, purity, authentic and unconditional love. I love that for you. So Spirit's like, make sure that this is something that's genuine. Like this person, yes, that's the word, Tasha, that this person is genuinely interested in you. Not, not that this person needs help from a situation. You know what I mean? Okay. Cupid's arrow, new love interest. So new love is definitely coming in. If you're not already dating someone or dealing with someone, this could be a new situation that you're dealing with, and you're just curious to know how this is going to play out. There could be another person coming into your near future that could actually be a love interest, Spirit said. We got broken. We have trust issues. This person could battle with this. They could battle with this. Trust issues, damaged heart from previous relationship or previous marriage. Spirit says, ready to love. You deserve love. It's safe for you to love. That's what you deserve. Spirit's like, it's safe for you to open up. Definitely open up and talk to the person. Get to know the person. Of course, use your discernment. You don't have to share all the big details in the beginning. Give it time. I would say within the first 90 days, share as minimum information as possible so that you can kind of get to learn more about them. And then you can decide from there if that's what you want to do. Okay, yeah, we have inner child healing. And Spirit says, in the meantime, continue working on your healing process. We have this connection is helping to heal deep-rooted issues. So that's what I'm seeing in regards to love. Make sure this person is stable, whoever this person is, but also don't forget to put yourself first and take care of your needs and have a good time. Enjoy the dates, enjoy the time out, enjoy the time spent. All right, Polly, you can go ahead and drop your question. Thank y'all so much for all the likes, subscribes, donations, y'all. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. You're welcome, Tasha Love. Thank you for hopping in. Okay, Polly, I appreciate you. You can go ahead and drop your question too. And then Latasha, I'm gonna get to your question after Polly. Also, if you're new, you guys, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Please make sure you thumbs up the video and hit that notification bell, top right corner of the screen, okay? Also, you guys, rule of thumb, because I think I had mentioned something about this yesterday. Rule of thumb, right? If you really want to know, you really want to know if somebody is truly interested in you that you're seeing or dating or talking to. Consistency. Yep. Consistency. The person, if you're talking to someone and you're just kind of wondering, is this person really interested in me? That person is going to be consistent. You're going to hear from them regularly. Consistency is a green flag. Okay, we talk about red flags, but let's talk about green flags. Consistency is one. They're excited to talk to you. They're excited to see you. Thank you, Polly. You can drop your question, love. Consistency is a very great green flag. The person shows up for you. They want to hear from you. They're excited to see you, right? So that's a good sign that somebody is genuinely interested. They want to talk to you. They're excited to hear about your day, how things went, how work was, how the kids are doing. They want to talk to you. All right, y'all. Also, you guys, if you are not following me on the gram, you should. You should. I'm on Instagram now. Now listen, I gotta do better at posting on Instagram, but I've really been committed to doing readings here on YouTube because I enjoy it, and it's been a minute, so I wanted to get back into it. I love my subscribers. I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all. What's next for you in love? Okay. Spirit, what is next for Polly in love? What can she expect in love within the next 3 months, Spirit? Are you actively dating, Polly? We got justice. So things are going to balance out for you in the love arena. Spirit, what's the advice? What's the advice for Polly? Shadow work. Shadow work. Make sure this is really good that Spirit is giving you this message, because Spirit's like, make sure that before you start dating and getting to know people, that you take the time to work on the things that you need to work on before you start dealing with other people. And the reason that shadow work is so important when dating or before you date is so that you're self-aware. Okay, gotcha. Not active. Okay. Talking to people. So you're like talking to people in real life, Polly. But the reason shadow work is so important is because, like, you know your weak spots, you know what I mean? Like, you know, if you struggle to say no, like a lot of times you're such a giver. You want to be nice. You want to be helpful. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. No, ma'am. You got to make sure that you have very strong boundaries. If somebody is they're not up to par like they should be, they're not consistent, they're not doing what needs to be done, you got to be able to make sure that you walk away from that situation before it gets worse, before you get locked into a situation and it's more difficult to get out. So Spirit's like, make sure you do your inner work. Also, don't let people project, because sometimes people will make comments like, yeah, sometimes people, yes, definitely. That if that's one thing that I can advise anyone dating, male or female, make sure you have boundaries and make sure you have standards. Make sure that okay, so you got boundaries on one side, you have standards on the other, right? They go together, and let me tell you why. The standards are your expectations for how you are to be treated and dealt with, right? And the boundaries just reinforce it, right? So, you know how we have, I think most of us have heard of the golden rule, like treat people the way you want to be treated, right? So if you're around someone, and let's say you're on a date night and y'all are in a restaurant, and maybe the waiter brings the bill and he looks at it, and he starts hollering and screaming and carrying on because like, this is not what I want. And you're like, you're looking all embarrassed. That is a clue that this could be indicative that the person may have some things to work on. They may have some anger issues. And now you have a decision to be like, okay, is this something that I want to deal with? And then privately, quietly, not in that moment, but later on, it needs to be addressed. You know, do you remember when we were at the restaurant and the waiter came and he brought you the bill and you were just so irate? Like, what was that about? What was all that about? Because it was very aggressive. You know what I mean? Like, you also have to call people out on their BS. You got to call them out. Because if you don't say anything, they'll think the behavior is fine. And if you have a standard up here of how you want to be treated, if they're treating a waitress or a waiter like that, how do you think they're going to treat you at home if you make something that they don't like, or it doesn't agree with them? How do you think they're going to react? crash out. So that's something to keep in mind when you're dating. Dating is literally collecting data. It's collecting information. You're gathering, you're analyzing this person to see if this person, you and this person are compatible, right? Do we get along? Do we have similar interests? Do we have similar goals? What are our strengths, but also what are both of our weaknesses? Your weakness could be your boundaries and saying no and putting your foot down. His weakness could be his anger, his temper, his lack of consistency, not communicating properly. So you see how that can be a strain. But as long as you both, here's the kicker though, as long as you both are actively working on it, and I'm talking about actively making changes and actively working on it, you guys can go far. But you have to both be willing to work on it, if that makes sense. So always maintain your standards and boundaries. If you have a boundary, like let's say you have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get ready for work because you have to be at work by 6 and you have to drive 45 minutes. And you tell that man you need to be in bed by 9 o'clock during the week, so he doesn't need to be calling you at 8:45 and keeping you up from getting sleep. And he calls you at 11 o'clock. Don't answer. Don't answer, because you made that very clear. See what I'm saying? It's a boundary that you set. Or let's say you're going on the first date, right? And he puts his hand on your leg, like on your thigh, and that makes you feel uncomfortable. Push it off and let him know, I don't like being touched that way. That way he gets a clear message that that's not acceptable behavior. That's why I say you have to have both boundaries and standards. You have to have both, so the person knows where they stand with you and they know what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Just like with children, we do the same thing with children. We word things differently for them and we use a different tone for them. But a lot of times it works for adults too. Like, now I explained to you earlier that I don't like being touched on my shoulder. Why are you rubbing my shoulder? Please explain that to me. That's just an example, right? Spirit, what else can Polly expect in love? But you shouldn't have to constantly repeat yourself to an adult. Maybe once or twice, but not 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. King, what is this? No, Knight of Cups. So Knight of Cups is a good sign, because of all the people you're talking to, they're going to be someone of a romantic interest that's actually going to express their interest in you. Love that for you. Love that for you. Knight of Cups, somebody who's very romantic, somebody who's very charming, somebody who is looking for love. There's going to be somebody who you meet that is looking for the same thing you're looking for. That's the thing too. Also, it is okay to say, you know what? This person is not for me. This person is not for me. Let me move around. You know what I mean? Like, let's say you go on a couple dates, or even just before you even get to the dating part, you have a conversation, you feel this person out, y'all talk for maybe a day or two, and you're just like, you know what? I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I don't think this is it. This ain't for me. Like, it's okay. It's cool. Don't trip. Okay? Don't let it bother you. We got Ace of Swords. Definitely communication coming in from a romantic interest. That's what I'm seeing here. Let me show you. You can see the cards. So you see the Knight of Cups next to this Ace of Swords. This is about clarity. Also mental clarity. I feel like this person will let you know, whoever this romantic interest is for you, Polly, they're going to let you know that what they're looking for. They're going to let you know that they're interested in you. They may even ask for your number. They may ask to take you out, but I see it coming in. Okay. But Spirit says, make sure you work on them boundaries, girl, and work on saying no. Work on saying no. Work on saying no to the things that you don't want. I always tell my clients this in readings, when my clients come to me and they ask me like relationship things, say no to the things that you don't want. Always no to the things that you don't want. Yep, clear cut, straightforward. Yeah, Six of Swords. Yeah, Spirit says, don't be afraid to learn from your past mistakes. Learn from your exes. Learn from what went wrong in the past, but don't bring it into the future. Yeah. Don't bring what happened with Julio into your relationship with Juan. You know what I mean? Like, they're two different people, okay? They're two different people. totally different, raised different, different parents, different parts of the world, two totally different people. So what happened with Julio in the past, where Julio was a ghoster, he was a runner, he was a track star, you could hardly ever get a hold of Julio. He wouldn't answer the phone, he would make excuses, not show up. Juan is a different person. Juan is absolutely obsessed with you, in love with you. He wants to see you every day, he wants to talk to you. And you have to have a boundary with that. Like, listen, I will call you on my lunch break. You still have to set boundaries. I'll call you on my lunch break. I know you want to sit here and text, but I have to get work done. I'm at work. Gotta be firm. You can be loving and be firm at the same time. Like, I gotta get stuff done. I cannot be on the phone, but I will talk to you when I get off. Yes, believe it won't repeat. And that's what this card is representative of. I love this card so much. Like, I love the picture in it, but I also love what it symbolizes. It's like moving forward into, like, moving out of a chaotic situation and moving on into something that's more peaceful, that's more calm. If a relationship does not relax your nervous system and you don't feel calm with your person, that's the wrong person for you. You should be at peace with whomever you are in love with, in a relationship with. You should be at peace with that person. You should be so at peace with that person that you don't have to second guess. Like I don't second guess with my person. I don't ever think he's doing anything because I trust him. That's never anything that I think about. Like, that doesn't cross my mind. You should be at peace with that person. That's how you know it's serious, because you don't, well, what if he's talking to Becky up the street? Or what if he's texting Christy at his job? What if he has a work wife? Like, that, none of that should have to cross your mind. If you feel like you have a doubt and you feel like you're questioning, that's a red flag. That is a red flag. The person has not clearly made it clear to you that you're their person. You're the only person. There's not anybody else involved, right? So y'all need to get clear on that. There needs to be clarity. Once you decide, like I said, after the first 90 days, you know how jobs, I can relate it to jobs because I worked as a recruiter for 6 years. So I relate relationships and dating to jobs, right? So if I hire you for a position, I'm going to give you a 90-day probationary period to see if I want to hire you on my team. And that's how you have to think about it when you're dating out here in these streets. Why should I hire him to be on my team? Because I'm already a winner, baby, and I need only winners on my team. So if I hire him to be my significant other, we have to benefit each other to help push the dream forward, right? Not somebody who's gonna miss the plot, somebody who's lost the goal. Like, you need somebody on your team who is supportive, who is loving, who is kind, who is a provider, that type of thing. This person is a team. Not only are they your significant other, they are a teammate. Y'all are playing for the same team. So y'all gotta get your play together. How are we gonna do this, babe? How are we gonna work it out? Exactly, it takes two to tango. How are we gonna work it out? Y'all gotta work together as a couple. And if it's not working together, then y'all might as well be single. You might as well work apart. Everybody might as well just go their separate ways, right? If there's cheating involved, everybody needs to move on. If you have other interests, then everybody needs to go in a different direction, because that's not, you know what I mean? Like, that's not conducive. That's not helpful to that connection. All right, Spirit, what's the advice? What's the advice? And then I'm going to get into Latasha's reading. Thank you guys so much for all the love, all the likes, all the subscribes, y'all. I am going to start back doing my collective reads. Hopefully I can get some ideas from y'all, posting in the community tab and posting on both Instagram and YouTube shorts. That's what my goal is for content creation, is posting the readings that I post on Instagram also into my YouTube shorts. So they're both here. Quick short readings. Okay, y'all. We got In Lust With You. Don't let the sweet talk fool you. So another thing while you're dating, poly, separate trash from treasure. And when I say trash, you know what I'm talking about. Like the guys who are just very disrespectful, they're very aggressive, they're overly sexual. Like, you just talked to this man and he's already saying like explicitly sexual things to you, very inappropriate. You don't even know him from a can of paint. For all you know, he could be a sex offender. He could be a registered sex offender. He could be a rapist. He could be anything. You don't know him. So make sure that you don't let the sweet talk fool you. Yep. Keep putting yourself out there. Definitely. And I do encourage getting on the apps, because contrary to popular belief, you actually can find your person on the apps. You can. I've known people who can, who have. You can. So don't be afraid to get on the apps. But like I said, use your discernment and use your judgment. Always be safe. Always let your family and friends know where you are. And always meet in a public place. Always meet in a public place. Do not go to nobody else's house that you don't know, right? Yep, fall is just a few weeks away. Just a few weeks away. Battlefield, competition, fighting, and conflicts. Yes, I'm telling you. So, long story short, you guys, I met my now fiance on Facebook dating. That won't happen for everybody. I'm not saying that it will, but it is a starting point. It's a starting point. There's thousands of people on the app. So what are the odds of you meeting someone that you actually match with, right? It won't happen that way for everybody, but it's worth the shot. If you're looking for love, it's worth the shot. I feel like the battlefield is like, I feel like the battlefield represents what you've been through in love in the past, and Spirit's like, you've overcome those battles. You've forgiven yourself for the mistakes that you've made in the past with allowing certain things and certain behaviors, like your lack of boundaries, like you were talking about. Look, and then I got growth. Spirit's like, you've grown, Polly. The universe is pleased with your decisions. You've been growing. Trials and tribulations make you stronger. So the things that you went through in your past with an ex-person, they were stepping stones. They were for your growth, for your learning, so that you know now you're a better woman now than you were a year ago, than you were 6 months ago. You've learned certain lessons in life and in relationships that now you can apply moving forward. Like, okay, going forward this time, what am I going to do differently? Also, knowing when to leave. I'm going to leave as soon as I see that the person is not willing to make any accommodations for me. They're not willing to change certain negative behaviors. Yeah, we have alignment. And so this is the advice. Spirit's like, and I also have vibrations here, picking up on each other's frequencies. Trust your intuition when you're dating. Like, discernment is very much key, right? Because there's all kinds of people walking on this earth. Discernment is key. Pick up the vibes. Pay attention. That's why I say women have to learn to talk less on dates, so that you can listen to what that man is saying, because people will tell you who they are. Watch their body language. Watch what they say. Listen closely, because they will give you clues as to what kind of person they are. Like, for example, men who constantly refer to women as females. Females always be doing this. Females always be doing that. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Or you pay attention to someone. They're overly flirtatious. They drink a lot at the bar, at the club. They're constantly sloppy drunk. Red flag. Red flag. Red flag. Or they're just very vulgar and aggressive. I know some of y'all like the roughnecks, but the roughnecks will have you in court. They will have you in court. You're barking up the wrong tree. Everybody wants a bad boy until the bad boy is putting hands on them, or you're trying to get somebody out of charges or bail them out of jail or something like that. Be mindful. Just be mindful, Spirit said. You want someone who is in alignment with your morals and values. Morals and values. What are your morals and values? Let's say you're talking to a person that at your age, and you say, you want to start a family. That person says, I don't want to start a family. I don't even know if I want to be married. Like, I just want to live my life. I just want to have a good time. Not alignment. And that's where you cut that off. You see what I'm saying? You cut it off. As soon as you hear it, you cut it off. I actually had that happen to me when I was dating years ago. There was a guy who told me like he didn't want to have kids. He didn't want to have any of that. And I was in a place where I was like, I'm not sure if I want to have kids, but I don't like the idea of like dealing with somebody who just is completely against the idea of it at the time. So I blocked his number. It was that easy. And the funny part is he ended up messaging me from a different number and was like, I don't know what happened to you. And then not only that, but there were several factors. Let me just put that disclaimer in there. There were several things about this guy that didn't make sense. And I listened to him carefully. He did a lot of talking and running his mouth. So he said things that were very inconsistent in conversation. And so after listening to him very closely, he gave me the creeps. Because I felt like, one, because he was a different nationality than me, he was like I was a fetish for him as a Black woman, if that makes sense. Like he saw me as a fetish. And I was like, ew, no. So that was another reason he got blocked. But there were just several things in conversation with him. So it never progressed to actually dating. What he did try to do was invite me almost an hour away. Mind you, we had never had any prior engagement, never had any prior dates or any of that. He tried to invite me an hour away to meet him at a hotel. And he was proceeding to try to offer to buy me lingerie, which I declined. And I said, absolutely not. I don't even know you. And you're asking me to travel by myself as a single woman at 9 o'clock at night to come meet you at a hotel, and I've never met you in person before? That's very weird. And so he got blocked. He got blocked immediately. Because how dare you? How dare you? So you have to fill people out because there are some weird people out here. And it doesn't matter. That's why I say it doesn't matter whether you meet people online or in person. The same people who are behind computer screens are real life people. So if they are crappy on the internet, just imagine what the person could be in person. That's why you have to always be safe. Make sure you have a tracking device in your car. Never go on a date in somebody else's car that you don't know. They can meet you at Fazoli's. They can meet you there. Okay, you don't have to get in his car. He doesn't have to come to your house and pick you up. This is not the 1930s. Back in the 1930s, that would have been fine because it was a different time. People's minds weren't the way they are now. See what I'm saying? But now in 2025, we're driving ourselves to the date. Okay, especially within the first few months, because no ma'am, too many things are happening to people. But I'm wishing you the absolute best, Holly. You definitely keep dating. You will find someone that you're attracted to. They're attracted to you. It just takes persistence, discipline, and boundaries. Okay. Latasha. Last but definitely not least. All right, Spirit. What messages do you have for Latasha in regards to love? You're welcome. Oh, my mom back. I swear, every time I go live, every time I stream live, everybody wants to call me or text me whenever I go live, and I'm like, I have to call you back. Let's see what messages Spirit has for you, Latasha, and love. Also, if you're new to the channel, welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Please thumbs up the live stream. Subscribe if you feel called to do so. What is... I thought I had a piece of hair. Sticky note. Ooh. 8 of Pentacles. Spirit saying right now, focus on your needs. Focus on your career. The 8 of Coins. The 8 of Pentacles is also about going back to school, getting in a trade or license. Because it's about hard work paying off. Spirit's wanting to remind you that all of your hard work and effort will pay off. And not just in the physical realm, like in your career, but also in the spiritual realm. So if you've been trying to move on past situations that are not serving you, Spirit's like the work is going to pay off. You just have to be consistent with it. But Spirit says, yeah, focus on you first. Spirit says the ultimate choice is always yours. Judgment. And also Judgment is one of my favorite cards in tarot. Always has been. Because the Judgment card in the traditional tarot, it looks like, you know how in the Bible they have the you know, when the dead they're resurrected and they're being judged. This is about accountability. Like how did you live your life? What are you doing? What works are you doing to put yourself in a position to receive the blessings that you're asking for? Like Spirit's like, there's some accountability here that you have to place on you. Like focus on holding yourself accountable. That's what Spirit's like. Work on holding yourself accountable when it comes to the things that you want. What are you doing about it? How are you proactive about what it is that you say you want? We have the 10 of Cups. We have the 10 of Cups. You can have the 10 of Cups. You can have a happy, healthy, loving, committed relationship with someone and build a family with this person. However, Spirit's requirement is that you let go of what no longer serves you, of what stabbed you in the back, of what betrayed you, of what lied to you. Whatever the case is, it needs to be done and over with, is what Spirit said. 10 of Swords, point blank period, 10 of Swords. Severing ties, nail in the coffin, and goodbyes. Letting what is over be over. 5 of Cups with no regrets. No regrets. It was what it was. It is what it is. Spirit said 5 of Cups. Because Queen of Coins, you're the Queen of Coins here. And the Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles, she has this energy of, she's very hardworking, she's determined, she's self-disciplined, and she's going to excel because she's smart and she's focused. Spirit's like, you have to focus on your goals first, achieving your goals first, and then you'll find somebody to match that. The King of Wands. So there may be somebody coming in for you, could possibly be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, one of those that could be coming towards you. This person definitely has, they're dominant. Like this person, whoever this person is, they're strong, they're confident, they're the provider type. But we got 2 of Wands. Spirit says you want to make sure that before you entertain this person, y'all are on the same page. That's a conversation that needs to be had. Like, what is this person looking for? What type of time are they on? 2 of Wands. What are they looking for? Queen of Swords. You got to ask the hard questions. This is definitely an Aquarius woman. She's going to ask you all the hard questions. Why? Why do you like me? What do you like about me? What are you here for? What do you want from me? What do you want from this relationship? Where do you see this going? Because I don't have time to waste. Like Queen of Swords is no nonsense at all. No nonsense. If you're only here for fun, let me know that. Let me know so I can move accordingly. But sometimes people won't let you know that. So you have to be very, very discerning and pay attention to their body language, the things that they say, little subtle things that they say in conversation, so that you know how to deal with. You have to, because this also applies to friendships, you have to put people in categories. Everybody is not going to be a best friend. They're not. Some people are just acquaintances. People that you talk to here and there. You don't share too much information with them. They all right. They cool, but y'all not cool. Like locked in cool. You know what I mean? Same thing with relationships. Some people are there for a good time, not a long time. They're not looking for a serious relationship. They want to play. But you know what you're going into the situation looking at. So when you see all of the signs of, okay, all right, this person's talking about sex. This person talking about he like to go out and pop bottles. This person, he's still living with his mama. This person still got baby mama drama. Like you're going down a list of things, mental list of things as you're hearing this person talk to you. Because you know, when the liquor gets flowing, the lips get moving. And so when the lips get moving, the person's going to talk to you like, yeah, you know, I'm working on this project, da-da-da-da-da. Because you know, a lot of things get said that are not even true. So you just have to pay attention to what's being said so that you can catch it. Because a lot of times people are not expecting you to catch it. But you peep it. You know what I mean? You peep it. Like, oh, okay. But I thought you said you were staying with your mother. Now you're saying that you and your baby mama have an arrangement. What's the arrangement? They're still together. You know what I mean? Like, Yeah. Spirit says also make sure that it's reciprocal. Make sure that whatever situation that you choose to entertain, because judgment is also about making the decision. The decision is ultimately yours, but make sure that the energy is reciprocal. If you're giving, they need to be giving. If you're consistently texting and calling, they need to be consistently texting and calling, right? Your goals and your morals and belief systems need to be in alignment. If your goal is marriage, their goal needs to be marriage. If your goal is family and that's a priority for you, then they need to be able to prioritize family, or they're not the person for you. If they're not in alignment with what you're looking for, they're not the person for you, and you move right along. Move it along. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep this train moving. Everybody can't get on the train. Only the people who qualify can get on the train, right? And you may have a few contenders. Like The Price is Right. You might have a few contenders, but you start weeding them out. Oh, this one, he thinks that women are out to get his money. Mind you, he owes child support. So what money? This one, he thinks that women are supposed to cook and clean and have children. That's what women's purpose is in his mind. That's what he thinks. Nothing outside of that. That's what he wants. He wants to stay at home, whatever. That's not something you want to do. Okay, he's got to get off the train. This one over here, he has a drinking problem. He's not trying to fix it. He has anger issues. He gets violent and aggressive. He got to get off the train. This one over here got too many baby mamas. I'm not going to deal with that drama. He got to get off the train. See what I'm saying? Process of elimination. We eliminate quickly. We eliminate because we don't got time. We don't got time. Okay, you say something crazy to me, blocked, deleted. We're Spirit said you got to keep that train moving until you get this. Until you get somebody who's reciprocating what you're giving, if that makes sense. If they're not giving what they're supposed to give and you're doing all of the work, get off the train. Get off. You know how we tell the toddlers, no, don't touch that. Get off of that. Basically the same thing. Yep, absolutely not. And you don't even have to be like, the thing is, you ain't got to be mean about it. But like, oh, okay. And you listen to this man just rambling on, tell you all kind of things. You know, I think you're probably the most beautiful woman I've ever talked to, and I just think you're such a cool person, and da-da-da-da-da. And when you gonna come over, I want to see you. If he didn't plan a date, he won't be seeing me. He didn't make any arrangements. What are you talking about? And that's exactly what I was asking. What do you mean? What are you referring to? Because were you planning something? You just got to put it back on them. You just got to, the ball is in your court, sir. You choose what you want to do with that. Because we're not begging, we're not chasing, we're not, none of that. Either you show up or show out. That's pretty much what it is. Either they show up or they get left. All right, Spirit, what is the advice for Latasha? That's one of my top things on my list when it comes to dating advice. Get off of that train as soon as you see the red flags. As soon as you see things going south and y'all haven't even technically started dating for real. Like, you're seeing all kinds of red flags. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, yeah, get off this train. You gotta go. You gotta go. There's too many problems here already. You gotta go. There's inconsistencies, there's lies. You know, you're not consistent with employment. You got too many baby mama. Like, it's too much. You know what I mean? You got anger issues. Like, get off the train, sir. Get off. You gotta get off my train. You know, there's a song, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. That's what it reminds me of. There are some people who literally are looking to attach themselves to you, to drain your light, to drain your energy, and you don't need to give them that opportunity. As soon as you see it, like, yeah, you gotta go. Or they see that you have, you know, you have a nice home or you have nice things, and, oh, big money, big money. Yep, you're blocked. You're blocked. Well, I thought dinner was on you. Sir, you've been chasing me down and asking me for my number all night. Where did you get that from? How did you come to that conclusion? Get out of my face. See what I'm saying? Spirit says awareness. That's the advice, awareness. Pay attention to red flags and trust your intuition as you're out here in these dating streets. unrequited love. If there's not enough chemistry, to keep things going, you know, and you know how that goes. Like if you just don't feel the vibes and you don't feel like it's going anywhere and you just feel like this is a waste of time, the conversation is kind of pretty much like, it's very dry. There's no real substance to it. There's no real plans being made. My golden rule when I was dating was, if he doesn't plan something for y'all to meet, like if you live in a long distance range and he doesn't arrange something within a week of talking to you and he's not trying to see you, he's not that interested. Block him. And if it's in real life, just don't, like, you met him at a place, like you were at a jazz or concert or wherever you were at the grocery store and you gave the man your phone number. If he calls, block him. Don't even answer it. Because nobody at this, if you're over the age of 35, you do not have time to waste. You don't have time to waste. You have too many things to do, right? Spirit says family. Family is it's a top priority for you. And if that person is not considerate of your family, the fact that you have children, you are a mother, gotta go, block, get off my train. Spirit says there are lessons to learn from the past and lessons to be learned moving forward. And a lot of these people on the internet, they be saying stuff that makes no sense. So don't pattern your relationship life. Don't admire people's stuff that you see on the internet, because that's not real life. A lot of people are living a lie. They're not happy in their marriages, or they're pretending for show. They're doing it for likes and views. We got offer here. Offer. What are they offering you? Spirit says that's the advice. What are they offering? You already come with a lot. On the table. You are the table, right? Because I hate that stupid question. What do you bring to the table? Sir, what do you bring to the table? How am I going to benefit by interacting with you? That's what's to be considered. Are you coming to give love, support? You know what I mean? Like, even if it's a man who's very well-to-do, like he runs his own business and he runs it well, he's successful at what he does, and he can give you tips on how to improve. If he's a fitness trainer, he works in physical health, he's a doctor, you know what I mean? Like, he's of a certain caliber. This is a man that you can actually benefit from. Somebody who has investments, stocks, bonds, somebody who knows the stock market, somebody who is very well educated, somebody who can match your level, if that makes sense. Like, everybody is not, it is not to degrade anyone at all. It's just that everybody is not on the same level. Like, some people are reading on a second grade level and you're reading at a college level. You know what I mean? There's going to be a little clash because they're not understanding. And the terminology that you use in reference, this person doesn't understand that terminology because their level of reading is here. Your level of reading is here. See what I mean? I don't know. I can't think of the word that I'm looking for, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it won't work because it's incompatible. Like, you're trying to have an educated conversation with this person and they're clueless. You're telling them about charting a patient and their response is, that's what's up. How is this conversation going to work? You got to think about that. You got to consider the cost of the house before you build it. Because some people have mental health issues, you know, and they have anger management problems. They have all kind of issues. And people don't think about that. They don't consider the bloodline. What are you dealing with mentally? Just because you see a nice body on the outside, what's up here? What is up here? What is their thinking process? You know what I mean? What do they believe in? Do they believe in anything at all? What are their standards? Like, there's so much to consider. And you are not obligated to share anything about your personal life before you know for sure that you and this person are in a serious relationship. Until that's been established, I wouldn't share much of anything. Very basic information. What do you need to know? And then as the relationship progresses, you can share more information as time progresses, as dates progress. But step by step. If it's not reciprocal, we don't want it. If it's a waste of time, we don't want it. If it's aggressive, if it's very disrespectful, if it's inappropriate, block, block, block. Get off my train. Get off my train. You can't ride because you don't know how to act. And it's a lot of them. They don't know how to act. Know how to treat a woman. You're a lady. You want somebody that has some decorum. You're welcome, love. So, y'all, I'm going to hop off of here and call my mama back. She was calling me. But I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for hopping into the live stream. Also, if you are new, you guys, I also do personal readings. They're listed on my Etsy shop. It's a digital purchase. So if you go to the link on my Etsy shop, you can book there. There's question readings, there's love readings, there's phone sessions. If you book a phone session, message me, okay? Because I have to set aside time to do a phone session, but it's all there, okay? So sending y'all my love. Aisha, I will be waiting for your DM for the current events. And also, you guys, if you have suggestions for collective readings, let me know because I'm going to be slowly uploading them here to YouTube and Instagram. So, love y'all and peace out, y'all.